gentlemen, this is Dr. Hussein Bisla, your host at AfroTurk TV as well as AfroTurk Agro TV. We are starting a brand new show. It's known as Global Agriculture. You know how important the food security, all agri-tech, as well as the different areas in agriculture across Africa. We decided to do a specific program where we're going to host leaders in agri-tech, agriculture, and food security. That's why welcome to Global Agriculture. I'm hosting today a very special person, Dr. Zeki Güvercin. Zeki Güvercin is a very special person. He is especially one of the leaders in agriculture. He is the CEO of Agro-Connect, as well as he is at DEIC Senegal, and DEIC stands for the Foreign Economic Relations Board, which is the very important Turkey's window to the world. And this is active since 1985. And Zeki Güvercin, as a big brother, is doing amazing job across North Africa as well as Fas, Morocco. And today we're going to talk very interesting points with him. Welcome to Global Agriculture, dear Zeki Güvercin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yosef, for this introduction. And I'm also, of course, very happy to be with you on Afro TV today. As you mentioned, of course, we will talk about a very strategic sector and issue, that is agriculture and agro-food. And I hope this will be very interesting also for all the viewers of this broadcast.
Absolutely. It has become one of the most important issues. But before getting to that, I know you very well, but for our viewers, who is Zeki Güvercin? What excites and motivates Zeki Güvercin?
Of course, first of all, I must mention that I have always worked about international relations and also about international trade and diplomacy relations. As you mentioned, I am CEO of Agro-Connect and GR Events. I'm working especially, of course, in North Africa, but last 6 years, we are working about West Africa. That is our main topic. At DEIC, I'm a member of Turkish Senegal Business Council and working very narrowly with, of course, African embassies and also African organizations, international organizations. And our company is organizing twice a year summits, agriculture and agro-food summits. Because what we have seen is that it's also a new subject in West Africa. West Africa has understood that agriculture and agro-food issues are the most important issues in coming years and decades. Why? Because before that, we always knew agriculture for and development issues in West Africa about mining, about infrastructure, about construction, about textile. But what they saw special, all the issues that we will mention with you right now, that is from deforestation to climate change and the problems for logistics and all that makes what we call the issue about agriculture and efficiency and sufficiency for the countries. And now everybody is conscious about this part of the economy. That means if you can't feed your people and if you are not effective about agricultural production, you are weak and especially open to political economic crisis and also to international issues. That means to IMF, finance middles and all this. And about this agriculture summit, from the first one to the second and the one we organized in Morocco, we emphasized these very issues about autonomy, about agriculture, and of course, how can we make that through partnership and trade and common actions, we can develop this part of the economy together. Of course, with the Turkish practice and Turkish point of view, that is win-win solutions. We are not here to have the means, purposes, and all the possibilities of these countries for our own interests. We are really willing to develop through agriculture new ways of working together in order to enhance and develop a new model, Turkish models in West Africa.
This is a very good point here. As you said, food security and agriculture and agri-food has become very important. We saw it during the crisis when Qatar went through this. We are seeing now during the war between Ukraine and Russia, Turkey's role is very important in providing the food security, and especially the business models with your leadership through Agro-Connect will definitely enhance this partnership. Can you tell more for our viewers? What is Agro-Connect's field of activity? What are the specific areas of Agro-Connect?
The specific areas of Agro-Connect, the name is quite telling. To connect agriculture and agro-food sectors of West Africa and Turkey. That means we must develop some new ways of working, and also what we may work about is about commodities, about of course mechanization, digitalization, on all the issues we must develop together.
Amazing. And I know you are focusing on the third agricultural and agri-food summit. Can you tell me why this summit is so important, and why is it being held specifically in Morocco, the third one?
We organized the two first one in, as you know, in Turkey.
Yes.
But the first issue is, of course, that these two summits were very interesting for us to see the situation of West African agriculture and agro-food markets.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of each of these summits, we issued some reports, and the report was, of course, to have the third one in the African continent. That means you can't always have these kinds of meetings in Turkey. That's why we decided first Africa. Second, why Morocco?
Yes.
Because Morocco is a very important agriculture country, and very connected to the whole world. That means that they are one of the main producers for Europe, European Union, and US, and the market is integrated. They have also, the Moroccan government have plans to develop agriculture through mechanization, digitalization. They have new technologies, and they develop new technologies. And the country is using also new energy. That means, of course, they have phosphate, but the solar energy is really used for agriculture and agro-food industry in Morocco. That is agriculture side, of course, but also in Morocco, you have a mechanization, digitalization that is far more developed than other countries in mainly West Africa. And we will gather in Morocco West African countries and Morocco, and of course Turkish companies. And also in Morocco, you have very important research centers. And we will have between our Turkish Güvercin Technical University and Hassan II Institute in Agadir agreements to develop common research because they are working both about Sera, especially seeds, and also they have their own drone research centers. That is why Morocco is interesting for us for this meeting. And in Morocco also, you have about agro-food. They are looking for new ways of treating water because in the last 7 years they have really big problem about water, and that means they have to use new technologies, including artificial intelligence, to develop new ways of irrigation, new ways of developing seeds or agriculture that use water a different way. And that's why we choose Morocco, and also of course Moroccan authorities were really interested by our approach, and the Marrakesh Chamber, Casablanca Chamber, Agadir Chamber, and also the country's three main agricultural organizations, CGM and FENAGRI, are partners of our summits in Morocco.
This is a very important area because the drought and the climate change impacted severely many of the ways of doing, new technology farming. When you look at the challenges of agriculture and agri-food in Africa, what are the top challenges you see personally?
When we speak about, of course, especially West Africa, we have really big challenges. Just a figure maybe to
But first, starting with the entire Africa, and then we will focus on Morocco. But when you look at entire Africa, what are the challenges of agriculture and agri-food?
Challenges, but first a figure about how Africa depends on external countries for agri-food. Ghana is importing every year $3 billion. Nigeria is importing every year $10 billion of agri-food. That means there is really a big problem about independence and transformation. The main problems of agriculture in Africa, of course, is we can begin from maybe the land degradation, because there is really problem about deforestation, about erosion, and in some countries like Benin or Togo, even in the coast, you have loss of land. That is very important, of course, for the other part of agriculture, because if you lose your land, of course, you will be dependent on more and more external trade. Second issue, of course, is insufficient innovation. That means mechanization. Now in Africa, you have 60% of agriculture that is handmade now. It depends on muscles. 65%, that is very huge.
Yes, indeed.
And it represents like 30% of GDP and employs 60% of the population. That shows how mechanization, digitalization, all this is very important to Africa.
I see.
Third issue, of course, is finance. There is a big problem about finance in agriculture. And this issue, maybe 60% of farmers, and these farmers really can't rely on finance issues, and that's very important. The other issue, of course, is logistics, and we have seen last year it was about onions in Senegal. They lost like half of the production because there was no freezing or stocking systems. This year, last week, we spoke with Senegal. Same issue is about potatoes. We have potatoes everywhere, but half is already now, at the time we're speaking, it's wasted. That's very important also. Of course, there is also the problem of, as you talk about food insecurity. There is a very important and growing demand. Population will double in next 10 years, 15 years in Africa, as we say, but production isn't following, and that makes a very big gap and a very big demand about these products and agricultural products. Of course, besides that, we can see that there are new opportunities for African farmers and agro-food sector. That means that they can have, for instance, e-commerce that is developing in also in Africa. E-commerce can be from Facebook, Instagram, or more developed issues. And they also now with applications, software and phone applications, they can have more easy access to technologies, for instance, to see, to have the more basic informations about the rain, about the soil, about prospection. And all these technologies now make that it will be easier for these countries, for African farmers and countries, to have sustainable agriculture. But that is the agricultural part. About the agri-food part, we see that we have quite the same issues, but the main issue is that transformation and the logic of transformation is not yet here. You see, for instance, we all love mangoes. Mangoes are exported as fruits and imported as juice in some countries in West Africa. That means a really big loss
It is.
for these countries. And we can see, for instance, in Benin, there is two free zones now open, and we will receive them in Turkey next months. There is a real will to develop this, and all what we have spoken about now, the 4 or 5 problem or challenge of agriculture and agri-food in West Africa, just show us that Turkish companies have a very big potential in this country, because on these 4 fields, that means new technologies, land restoration, of course, finance, logistics, our companies have a very important know-how that they can transfer to African companies and farmers.
Excellent. My final question for this episode is, what role do mechanization and new technologies play in agriculture in Africa, and taking Turkish technology into perspective?
Mechanization is very important for many issues. Of course, it is increasing productivity. And that is the most important aspect, because we are told that 60% of work was done by muscles. So you can't have real productivity with this.
Mm-hmm.
Second issue is, and we have talked about Senegal a few minutes ago, is to reduce the post-harvest losses, because these losses are very high. Sometimes half of the harvest. That is very, very important. About technology, of course, the other main issue is to optimize the resources, because also about resources with connected tools, with, of course, fertilization, and also with new drone technologies that is testing and showing how works the soils. This is very important. I don't speak now about water, because water is one issue that is most bigger than all this. And also the market access is very important, because mechanization and digitalization means you have access to digital platforms and you can sell your products on markets. And with new technologies, especially artificial intelligence, you have new opportunities, interesting opportunities about this. And also about mechanization in agriculture. You know that when you use, for instance, drones for soils or for predictions, and now we come to water, the water issue will be one of the main issues of the third summit, because water needs all the new technologies we have mentioned. That means from prediction, avoiding waste of water. For instance, in Morocco, 30% of water is wasted before it reaches the final consumer. And also about artificial intelligence that can manage the water use for land or for irrigation, or that means clever artificial irrigation systems. And also on this water issue, Gebze University and also Turkish companies have a real know-how about this. They are developing very interesting new systems. And during the summit, these systems will be, of course, introduced to West African and Moroccan partners, and maybe why not develop together.
Amazing. Well, Zeki Güvercin, we are at the end of this episode. I want to thank you for your leadership. I invite all our viewers to definitely do not miss the third Agricultural and Agri-Food Summit in Morocco. Connect through our numbers, and definitely you will see huge opportunity in West Africa if you attend this program in May. This summit will be one of the cornerstones in helping Africa build its resilience for agriculture and agri-food. This is Dr. Yavuz Selim Sılay. I want to thank you again for joining Global Agriculture, and we will continue with amazing new episodes in the future. Take care and all the best. Bye.